All right, everybody, welcome back to our NBA segment of the Sports Debate channel. And today, Jared and I are going to be presenting our all-time starting top five in NBA history. So, put together a top five that you think could beat any other team that's crafted. So, Jared, you want to present first?
Yep, I'll start. All right. At the one spot, our point guard, Magic Johnson, right? Although some might argue that he shouldn't have been a point guard because of his height and everything, I think he played point guard all his career, and he has amazing court vision, right? He was a four-time assist leader. Everyone knows that he had some of the best vision, some of the craziest passes you could ever see. And just to think, if he's working with a team full of other players who are just as good as him, he's able to dish out the ball to all these other players and get them all equal distribution, and they will be able to do crazy things as a team together. So I have him as my one spot, almost as a team leader and the guy to go to who will get the rest of the team involved. Yeah. And at our two spot, we have Michael Jordan, right? Arguably the greatest player of all time with Michael Jordan. With LeBron James.
Controversial there, saying arguably.
Yeah, I'm not going to give my opinion on that one, but, Michael Jordan, one of the most clutch players, has probably the best skill you've ever seen with some of his shots.
Mm-hmm.
It's all around GOAT, I guess you could say. But, that's simple enough, I feel like. I feel like Michael Jordan doesn't need much explanation. Everyone knows who he is. Everyone knows how he played and how great he was. At the small forward position, we have LeBron James. Arguably the other greatest player of all time with Michael Jordan, but we're not going to get into that for now.
That's for
LeBron
another
James...
day.
What?
That's for another day, the GOAT talk.
Right, that's for another day. LeBron James's athleticism is unseen before, You don't see a man this old being able to move like that. And his leadership, taking control of the team. Most people consider him almost another coach of the team while he's there. Back when he was on the Cavaliers, some people were calling him the coach over Tyronn Lue and whatever. And we saw him on the Cavaliers. He was doing work. Might not have the best team, but he was doing amazing there. The numbers he puts up, everything. He does everything really for the team, and that's why he's up there for me. At the power forward position, I have Dirk Nowitzki. Really, so I feel like having this team is more about their composition, right? You have Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, LeBron James. All of these guys are capable of shooting and getting the ball out, and so is Dirk. At a power forward position, Dirk was probably one of the better shooters ever at power forward. So being able to space the floor with these guys, and even Dirk is good at rebounding. He's a big man. He's able to play that position well. So having another person being able to shoot the ball as well as play the power forward position is really, really great. And having him, I guess I should talk next about my center, Shaquille O'Neal. Having him alongside Shaq would be great because Shaq is a guy who cannot shoot. He plays the big man position as it's supposed to be. He's going to be in there getting rebounds, offensive rebounds or defensive. And being able to have Dirk in there with him, whether it's spacing the floor so it's just Shaq right there in the paint, or having it where they're both in there together, both two, I believe Dirk's over 7 foot, two huge over 7 foot tall guys, would really be great down the paint. And defensively, Dirk and Shaq are amazing players defensively. Shaq, nothing is getting in that paint with Shaq there. And with Dirk out there, being able to guard the three or guarding the paint, really great versatility for this team. And that concludes my list.
Yeah, so I think that's a really good list. I mean, it's hard to argue with five of the greatest players of all time. But my list is slightly different. So at the point guard for me, it's going to be Steph Curry. And I think I also agree Magic is the greatest point guard of all time, but I went for more of how this team would function. And Curry's one of the best off the ball players ever. He's going to be moving around screens. He's going to be he can shoot from anywhere. And So yeah, that's pretty much why I have Steph Curry. He's the greatest shooter of all time, and he might be a liability defensively, but when you have the four other guys that I have here, I don't think that's going to be much of a problem. I think his offensive value is going to be worth more than his defensive lacking. Number two, I have, like you said, the arguable GOAT. We're not going to get into that now. I have Michael Jordan. I mean, what do I have to say? He's 6-time champion, 6-0. He's, like you said, the most skilled player ever. I don't think there's an argument for not have. I don't think there's ever a case where you don't have Jordan in your starting five all time. He's one of the best defensive players of all time. I think that's really underrated about Jordan. People don't talk about that enough. But yeah, he's just a rock solid player. And also similar to what you had, I have number three, I have LeBron. And LeBron on my team is probably going to be running the point over Steph Curry. He's probably going to be having the ball in his hand most of the time because he has the court vision of like a Magic Johnson, except he's super athletic. Still at this age, he's that athletic. He can shoot better than Magic. So Curry's almost going to be like a shooting guard for my team. He's not going to have the ball most of the time. He's going to be spotting up and shooting. And Braun's going to find a way to distribute it to the other players. Number four, I have Kevin Durant. In my opinion, the greatest scorer of all time. Like a 7-foot player who can dribble like a guard and shoot lights out. Shoot like a Curry. I think that's just so valuable to have. Like, if you ever need a bucket, just give it to KD and he'll find a way to score for you. He's the only player that can literally, I think you can match him up with any other player ever and he can, hold his own. And he's also going to provide that floor spacing that's so vital. And LeBron can find him and Curry just, running around and they'll be able to spot up and shoot. Number five, at my center spot, you had Shaq, who I think is a really good pick. He's the most dominant player ever, but I'm going to go with Kareem, who's number three in GOAT talk for me because Kareem is just, he's the all-time scoring leader. He has a move that literally no one can defend, and he's like a rock-solid defensive player. So, I think he's just a super complete guy, and I think he'll be able to defend Shaq in the paint. He might not be as strong, but I think he can hold his own. And on offense, just if you ever, like I said with KD, you ever need a bucket, just throw it down to Kareem, then he'll do his little sky hook and, be able to score for you. So yeah, that's pretty much my top five. So, let us know in the comments who you think's who's starting five you think is better. And we'll see you guys next time.